Good morning, sunshine.
Welcome to the real world. Whoa! Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with breathe air. There's no second best, okay?
GM, breathe air. So, trade of the day for Wednesday, the 6th of November. So, going to look at Bitcoin, of course. Here's a big one. The daily close on IBIT, the daily close on the Bitcoin ETFs that's coming up. Very important to watch. So, last time we saw an all-time high break for the ETFs, right? So they launched in January, they dropped down, came up. In February, came back up to the level, and then when you had that breakthrough, that was the breakaway candle that led to continuation. You'll see that right now the ETFs are going to open right at and just above the previous all-time high. So in 20 minutes, this is going to open up here. We see the pre-market level because, of course, we've gapped up overnight. Very important to see how does this daily candle close for the New York session for the ETFs. If you see it closing here or above, you're likely going to see immediate continuation and a little bit of further trending. So that's what keeping an eye on. And then for BTC itself, let's go back over here. So you got previous all-time high, that's one level to trade around intraday. You want to look at where has price been respecting in this trend. So far, Bitcoin's in a very aggressive fast trend. That fast trend has respected the 1 hour bands. It moved up, it consolidated on the bands, it held. So it made a high, new high, new high. It has pulled back into the bands overnight and is continuing to respect those. So as long as BTC continues to respect its 1 hour bands, which are these 1221 bands, you expect further continuation. Any dips below the previous all-time high should get bought up very fast for price to continue immediately. Otherwise, you're obviously getting into potential for a false breakout, right? Anything back below the old all-time high that breaks some of these structures is a warning sign. So the 1 hour bands respected is what you're looking to see. The 15-minute bands are not being respected, nor have they been, right? We lost the bands over here, even though price went higher. It wasn't following those bands. Same thing here, we've been closing below them several times. So it's not following the 15-minute EMA bands. Now, it's all important. Where does the money flow in New York session today? So far, we could potentially be seeing this nice reversal at the previous all-time high. You can see that. Where it holds, it sweeps below, it comes back and reclaims. If that holds, that's going to allow Bitcoin to kick on towards new highs. So those are the levels to watch. If you look at the EMAs on the 50, 100, 200, you'll see that the 15-minute bands haven't even been retested yet. You would expect that 50 to hold. No reason for it to go to the 100 really. That would be quite an aggressive weak move initially. If it goes higher and then consolidates and pulls back and some of those bands catch up, that's all good. But right here, we're just right exactly bang on that pivoting level of the old all-time high. This is clearly where you want to see Bitcoin's price stay above and kick on forward to new highs. So New York session coming up, 15 minutes. Watch how IBIT closes. Watch how Bitcoin's price action moves. Clearly above all-time high is good. Above 75 is great. So between all-time high, old all-time high, and 75, that's the current trading range. Breaking above 75 is where you see the price discovery chasing can begin. GM to that. GM.